So with Jimmy Joe, is that how you say it, Jimmy Joe?
Yeah.
Up at Freedom Boxing Club today. Spent the morning watching you train. Firstly, mate, how are you?
Yeah, all's good. All's going good in camp. Everything's as it should be, and taking it step by step.
So obviously, I don't know how long you've been in camp now, but obviously your last fight was about 5 weeks ago, wasn't it? Obviously on a big card now, big matchroom show, with the likes of Terry Harper, Kid Galahad. How's camp gone? I know that you've still got 3 weeks. I think it's 3 weeks Saturday, the fight. How's camp been so far?
Yeah, so since my last fight, I've pretty much stayed in the gym, stayed in camp throughout. This camp's gone great. Everything's going as it should. Obviously a great platform to be on. The likes, like you say, Kid Galahad, Terry Harper, obviously. And yeah, I can't wait to show off what I've been doing.
So obviously, just a quick one outside of boxing. Have you got any stuff outside of boxing that you enjoy doing that keeps your mind off it? I know that everyone's just been pumping into your boxing, but obviously you've got your downtime as well. So is there anything that you necessarily do outside of boxing which you enjoy doing?
No, not really. Obviously, I do work as well. I'm a roofer, but throughout this camp I haven't been to work. A big thank you to my sponsors who's covered that. I've been able to stay in the gym full time. And obviously, just like any other lad, I play PlayStation, watch football and whatnot, and yeah.
So obviously, more onto your opponent now. Obviously, you said that you do know him. You do know a bit about him. Speaking to your coach as well, Jimmy said he knew a bit about him. But personally yourself, do you know much about him as a fighter or a person, or?
Yeah, obviously we know Dom. We've been on the same shows before. We've shared the same dressing rooms. He's a good kid. I like Dom. He's a great lad. Nothing bad to say about him. It's just two 50-50 lads going at it for central area.
So this is obviously what would you say the first big title one of the biggest titles that you've fought for. Massive opportunity, like you're saying, first title. What would it mean to you to obviously do it in front of obviously a heavy ticket seller as well? Would it mean a lot to obviously lift that title in front of many fans coming across to support you?
Most definitely, yeah. Like you say, it's my first title fight over 10 rounds. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you to everyone who's bought the ticket, and it'll be good. Can't wait to see what happens.
So obviously speaking to Jimmy, obviously he said that you're a more durable fighter. He said that he'd like you to see you in more rounds. So like obviously now this one's 10 rounder, your first 10 rounder. Would you say that benefits you more as a fighter?
I believe so, yeah. Obviously it's a big test, 10 rounds. I think it's the first 10 rounds for both of us, and two 50-50 lads, so it's a great fight.
So obviously now on to some of the sparring you've had. Obviously I know that you've had some sparring with some good kids for this camp. Do you want to talk a little bit about the sparring you've had? I know that you've had some very good sparring.
Yeah, we've been over to Gallagher's gym, Callum Thompson, I believe he fights tonight, so good luck with that, mate. We've been doing rounds with Corey O'Regan, done rounds last night with Declan Cairns. You know, you just got to mix it up a bit and try and match the style as much as you can, I guess.
So obviously Jimmy Arrington, I know that you've got a special bond, like you say, you've been with him since you were a 15-year-old boy. Obviously, how would you explain your relationship with Jimmy? I know that you've spent a lot of time with him, you've been with him since you were a young kid. How would you explain your relationship?
Yeah, me and Jimmy are really close. He's more like my big brother, to be fair. He's probably the person that's been with me the most throughout life, really. We see each other every day. He's a great guy, and one day hopefully I can pay him back for all he does for me.
Brilliant. Obviously, just quickly going on to obviously you're not working throughout this camp. How would you say that benefits you personally? Obviously, not having that to worry about working, and obviously your sponsorship obviously helping you out to ensure that you're training full time for this fight. How would you say that benefits you more than obviously doing it part time?
Yeah, it's benefited a lot, to be fair, because before I'd be getting up 6:30 every morning, going to work and then coming to the gym, where now I'm not. I've got a schedule. I'm in the gym in the morning, then I'm running on a night, or I'm running on a morning in the gym in the afternoon. So we're training at least twice a day now, so it's benefited me a lot.
So just personally now, Jimmy, obviously starting boxing at around 50, how would you say you got into boxing? I know that you've been in the sport a long time now, and obviously you're getting your experience in now, but how would you say you got into boxing?
As a young lad, I was a young lad as well. Obviously I was mad about football. I did used to play football and got a bit of an injury, came away from that, and one day lads were going down to an old amateur club. It used to be in Carcroft, youth inclusion program it used to be called, and they just asked me if they wanted to go down one night. I said yeah, why not, and I've been in the gym ever since.
So would you say, obviously down to now, your dad obviously helps you with your ticket sales, you've got a massive support behind you. What would you put that down to? Because obviously the amount of support that you're getting at small shows, the majority are there for yourself. Obviously that must be quite flattening to obviously see the amount of support and people putting the time and money into coming to watch you fight, and obviously that must mean a lot to yourself personally.
Yeah, it is, and I'm very proud of that. You know, I like to see people, not just of my own time, but people from different towns are messaging me now wanting tickets and whatnot, and it's good to see. You know, I think the secret is just be yourself on and off camera.
Brilliant. So obviously, being from Doncaster, you've obviously got heavy aims and objectives that you want to achieve in the sport. Where would you say you want to go? I know you don't want to look past your next opponent, but obviously you're still very young in your career. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to hit the heights? Obviously you've already got that support behind you. I mean, the world's your oyster in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, like you say, one fight at a time. I'm not overlooking our opponent, definitely not. But the dream would be one day either headline or fight at the Keep Mount. You know, I'm a Doncaster lad, and what more would you want?
So obviously, like you said, you're a Doncaster lad. You support the Rovers. Obviously, they've said that they've got the support. And how much would it mean for some of the lads to obviously make the trip down to Sheffield and come and watch you perform?
Yeah, definitely. There's still some tickets available. Some of the Donny lads want to get on board, as they have done before. Just give me a message through my social media and it can be sorted.
So obviously Saturday as well, last Saturday I think you were on the Rovers pitch, weren't you, with Terry, Maxie and Jace, obviously promoting your fight. How did that feel? I know that it's a good experience to get on the pitch, bit of exposure for yourself. How was that?
Yeah, great experience, and I'd like to thank us for the warm welcome. You know, people clapping us on and off the pitch. It was a great feeling, a very proud moment.
So now just to put that on to the actual event, obviously it's going to be much different to your small old shows when obviously you don't have much cameras in the way. Obviously I bet you're having more interviews now and stuff like that. How different do you expect it to be, or have you noticed a difference already, that obviously from fighting a small old show now to going on and fighting obviously to the leading promoters, you could say? How different, have you noticed a difference already maybe?
No, not really. I'm looking forward, like you say, it's new to me, so I'm looking forward to seeing what actually happens. I'm excited to be in and around, you know, fight week and on the night and whatnot, and I'm looking forward to it.
And obviously I spoke to Jimmy, your trainer. He said you've been around the likes of Jamie, Gav, Maxie, Josh Warren, and you've been around the likes of them all your career. You've grew up with them, learning from them. How personally has it helped you to obviously learn from that calibre of fighter and put it into your own game?
Oh, definitely. Like you say, since being 15, 16 year old, I've been sparring British and world champions. Suppose I've been a young man as a boxer when I was 15 year old, and I've just grew into a better man.
So obviously your personal development as a boxer, obviously I think you've had is it 10 pro fights you've had now, 9, 10?
Yeah.
And how would you progress your development from obviously your debut to now? You must have come on leaps and bounds, and obviously now having this opportunity, it's down to yourself, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's clear to see I've improved. Like you say, I've watched some old fights back and I'm just like a young pup wanting to go for war, but now obviously you watch like my recent fight, you know, in and out, step off the gas, you know, pick your shots. So it's all about improvements made in the gym and then take them into the ring.
So Jimmy, obviously personally to people that maybe haven't watched you before, haven't watched you box, how would you describe your style in the ring and how you box? How would to the person that hasn't seen it, how would you explain it?
It's hard to explain really. You just got to try and adapt to your opponent, I guess. But everyone loves a scrap, don't they?
Yeah. So would you say you like to dig deep and go toe to toe, or would you say you're a boxer that like to stay on the outside, or how would you describe your style? Or like you said, is it just how you adapt to the opponent during the fight? Just
how we adapt, mate. If you got to box, I'll box. But if I got to dig deep and fight, then I'll dig deep and fight, no matter what.
So obviously, this opportunity that you've been given, obviously Steffi, your manager, getting you this opportunity, and down to yourself personally, what does it mean to you now? Is it the fact you've got this opportunity now, you've got to kick on because this is where you want to be for the rest of your career, having these sorts of opportunities?
Yeah, a massive thank you to Steffi. He said he'd deliver and he has, a man of his word. Like you say, I've been given the opportunity now, it's time to fulfil my part of the promise and kick on.
Brilliant. Thanks anyway, Jimmy, for inviting me down today, mate. It's It's been a pleasure watching you train. Hopefully I'll be there to watch you in 3 weeks' time. But yeah, brilliant, mate. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
No problem. Always welcome.